Yo, has anybody been car shopping lately? Because it's nuts. I need a new truck. So this weekend I head to the Ford dealership. I like the F-150s, they're cool. You know they want $10,000 over asking price. $10,000. So of course I walk out. I end up going to a used car dealership. Actually it was Enterprise. You know the rental car place? Well, they sell cars too. They're like 2-3 years old, but they're in good shape and they certify them. They wanted the same price for a 3-year-old car that I would normally pay for a brand new 2021 model. So of course I ended up getting nothing, and the salesman starts to explain some kind of car shortage. Of course this got me curious, so I had to find out what it's all about. Actually the problem is it's not a car shortage, it's a chip shortage. The semiconductor chips that go in everything from cell phones to computers, they run everything in your car. On average, every car requires about 1,400 separate semiconductor chips to complete. They control everything from power steering, brakes, seat control, ignition. And the problem is they're just in short supply. If you can remember the COVID pandemic, people weren't exactly buying cars. So chip manufacturers sent the surplus of chips to consumer goods because people were home shopping. So it went to electronics, computers. Now that people are back to work and driving more, the demand for new cars has risen again. So you see, it's a simple case of supply and demand. During the COVID pandemic, there was no demand for cars, but a high supply of chips. Now there's a high demand for cars, but a low supply of chips. Another major factor was a fire inside one of the largest suppliers of the chips that especially affected Asia. Companies like Toyota, Nissan, and Honda were hit most by this fire. Because of the chip shortage, companies like Ford and General Motors had decided to cut production of cars altogether. And with the supply of new cars at a bare minimum, people are forced to turn to other alternatives, like purchasing a used car. Because the demand for used cars has risen, the price has risen with it also. In fact, since September of last year, the price of a used car has risen 26%. So what solutions do car manufacturers have? They have a couple things at their disposal. First thing is reducing the number of chips by diverting them from parts less likely needed, like lumbar support in the back or blind spot reduction in your mirror, and using them for the more important things. The second option is stopping production of less popular models and focus on the production of the more popular models. The third option, called the build shy strategy, is where they keep producing the vehicles and they put them on standby until the chips arrive. This option is actually what they're doing currently, and some car companies like Ford have 20,000 cars sitting on standby. Other companies like General Motors have upwards of 30,000 cars parked waiting for chips. The truth is America has far too great a dependency on foreign countries for our semiconductor chip supplies. In America we have Intel, but they don't produce farly enough to meet the demands of its consumers. The real solution for this problem might lie in Biden's new infrastructure plan that allocates billions of dollars towards America's semiconductor plants. One thing is certain, that now is a good time to sell a used car if you have one. Prices have never been better. And all consensus is that probably by the end of the year, the new car chip shortage will come to an end. Unless you absolutely need to buy a new car, wait till 2022 and see what happens. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks so much.